Okay, this is from the book Holy Grail of Wisdom Quotes by Me P. Rogers. We're going to talk about Jim Camp and negotiation. So I've been in some situations in my life a long time ago when some powerful people were hassling me, and I had to figure out how to respond to that. The first thing I would tell you is it's good to keep friends who are lawyers, because your lawyer friends will give you free advice that otherwise you'd have to wait to set up an appointment and pay, $400 an hour for that advice. Your lawyer friends will just tell you that advice for free in 5 minutes. You can call them on the phone. So it's good to have lawyers. I would also say, if possible, try to have lawyers that you know are really your friends, okay? Because I've seen a lot of people in negotiation systems, lawsuit situations, all of this type of stuff. And I've seen all kinds of bad business, as well as, physician med malparal and stuff. I've never been sued, by the way, but I have seen people in a lot of situations, and I've seen stuff go down. Even you might, if you want, better yet, to have somebody in your own ethnic group as your lawyer. You would be amazed. People get double-crossed, betrayed, backstabbed. All kinds of bad stuff happens. They get tricked into traveling to a meeting and then having to pay by the hour at the meeting, and they could be bankrupted by a nasty lawyer. So have friends who are lawyers. They'll be very valuable to you, okay? They're nice. I got friends who are lawyers. They're real nice, and I talk to them anytime. I try to help them with their medical stuff. They should listen to me more. Anyways, this guy, Jim Camp, he wrote a book called Start With No, Negotiating Tools That the Pros Don't Want You to Know. It's a very good book. I would say this was the best negotiation book that I had read, because I was new to everything. I had to teach myself everything. I actually, in order to my own stuff, I actually read the legal books. I read the all the books, and that helped me a lot in dealing with my situation back when it happened years ago. The other book that's real helpful to read is Robert Greene's 48 Rules of Power, because that book really explains to you how people actually behave. There's other books. I don't want to go into this all day, but I can tell you other ones too, but those are definitely worth reading. Okay, so Jim Camp says, to succeed as a negotiator, you need to have high self-esteem. There is always a direct link between your self-image and how you perform. And the best way to generate and sustain high levels of self-esteem is to regularly pay forward to others. Consistently search out opportunities to do good things for other people. And not only will you be a better negotiator, but a better human being as well. Paying forward is a secret of creating self-esteem. Okay, from Jim Camp, Start With No. And some of the things that this will be talking about is, I know from experience that I'll try to always do the right thing. And people say, oh, well, I'm just being goody two-shoes or showing off. No, but I know from experience that makes me strong. Like when I'm in a negotiation about something, if I know for the last, whatever it is, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, I've always done the right thing, I can very confidently walk in that meeting and say, I have always done the right thing. You ask anybody in this organization, whatever, and they will know that that is true. And so that puts you in a more powerful position, okay? And you want yourself to be confident, and you want yourself to know that what you're saying is true, because it just makes you a more effective speaker. So that's a good thing to do. You'll see that if you deal with these types of things, you'll see this guy is right. He knows what he's talking about. We consistently perform to our level of self-esteem. We perform to our level of our self-image. And now that's very much, like Maxwell Maltz, the plastic surgeon who wrote the book Psycho-Cybernetics, about how your self-image sort of determines what you can achieve to some extent. That's another reason why it's good to be confident, but you have to back that confidence up with effort and eventually some accumulated achievement. But that's how you do it, is by pushing for, a few set goals every day. And over time, you just keep getting better, and eventually you pass up a lot of people. Okay, self-esteem helps you to fight when you face overwhelming odds. Yes. The trained negotiator is more than happy to let the adversary show off in almost any way he wants to, because that adversary's greatest strength will eventually become his greatest weakness. Whoever manages to keep their emotional budget in control is positioned to extract a better deal from the other party in the negotiation. Emotions have the highest value in any negotiation. When emotional pain is involved, the value of the negotiation increases by many multiples. If you can get the person to overreact emotionally, they'll often do something stupid. As Jim Camp says here, never show that you need a deal. If you act needy, then they know they kind of got you, and they can kind of take advantage of you, so you don't want to do that. Okay, the first rule in becoming a better negotiator is to overcome your neediness. My admonition about neediness is probably the one principle of my system that has the most immediate beneficial impact on my clients. Okay, when negotiation, it is good to be a little less okay than your adversary. So what that's all about is if you come in all cocky and arrogant, they're going to sense that as a challenge and they're going to lock their heels in and be more nasty. And so what he's talking about here is almost like, remember that TV show, Detective Columbo? He would often act a little awkward, stupid, incompetent, and that would sort of get the guard down of his negotiation adversary opponent. And so if people feel that you're a little clumsy, incompetent, or whatever, awkward, then instead of feeling challenged by you, threatened by you, they might be more likely to feel like they should, give you a chance to speak, give you the benefit of the doubt. It makes it a little more human. I don't know how to explain it, but there's some truth in that. Okay. Let's see what he says. Okay, the worst and I can't really do that. I mean, my nature is to be super confident and super locked into my position. And everybody has to know their style, but it depends, like sometimes a woman could be more of this, and then it can be disarming, if you will. Her seeming, weakness can actually be a strength, For me, though, that's not my style at all, but I've seen other people good with that. Here Jim Camp continues, the worst possible outcome for any negotiation is to end up with a maybe. So a lot of times a power player has time on their side and they just stick you into a maybe. Or they'll promise you yes in the beginning without a commitment to it, without locking it in, and then you're stuck waiting for that yes to materialize and it never does. The maybe can drag on forever. So with the maybe, if they keep on playing maybe with you, like he says, you want to walk away because they're just wasting your time. If they really wanted the deal, they would move to it. And so here he says, offering an early yes is often a tiger trick. It traps you in their cage. Shrewd negotiators use this trick all the time, and before you know it, you start becoming needy. And once you're needy, you've lost control, and you're weak, and you get your ass kicked in the negotiation. So being aware of all these things can help you, and you can do surprisingly well. You have to think of it kind of like that Six Blind Men and an Elephant. What is the emotional appeal in this situation? What is the historical precedent? What is the truth of a thing being negotiated? What do they really want? What do I really want? What are they willing to give up? What am I willing to give up? When you've sort of thought it through in all the dimensions, then you can pick your goal, what you're gonna, where you're gonna stand your ground. So, anyways, a little bit about negotiation. Hope that was helpful. There's other books out there, Getting the Yes and all that, but these are the ones that I found helpful. And also, Office Smarts: What They Will Never Tell You by Don Steele. That's a great book as well. So, anyways, hope that was helpful.